In this lesson, we're going to learn about how to simplify fractions. So first off, what is a fraction? Well, a fraction is written as a over b, where b cannot equal 0. I'll explain a little bit more in depth on why b can't equal 0 in a minute or two. And then a is what is called the numerator of the fraction, and b is the denominator of the fraction. So what exactly do we mean by fractions? Well, fractions represent parts of a whole. So imagine we have, use for example, a whole pie, and we chop this pie or pizza or whatever you want it to be. We chop this into 3 equal parts. Imagine that's equal because I'm not very good at drawing. Okay, so say somebody eats one piece of this pie or pizza. Well, they have eaten 1 out of 3 pieces, or 1/3 of the pie. It also could be said that there are 2 out of 3 pieces remaining. So there are 2/3 of the pie left. So that's essentially what we mean by fractions. It's dividing up a whole into equal parts. Now, we can also see this as mixed fractions. Say we have 2 pizzas split into 4 slices. And again, let's say we eat 1 slice. Well, what we have left is the other way around. We have 3/4 of a pizza left, and we have 1 whole pizza left. So this can be written as a mixed fraction as 1 3/4. How it could also be written as is, picture this, so we have 3/4 of a pizza and we have 1, which is equal to 4 pieces of that 4-piece pizza. So there's still 4 out of 4 left. So this would be equal to, well, we have 3 plus 4 is 7 pieces of pizza that are split into 4 parts. So this is what's called a mixed fraction, 1 3/4, where you pull out the whole pieces and put them separately as a whole number, and then you have just a fraction left. Or instead of having whole numbers, you just use a single fraction to represent both the whole and not whole parts of the pizza. So that is what we mean by a mixed fraction, and this is just a representation of fractions in mixed form and non-mixed fraction form. So what do we mean to simplify fractions? Well, a fraction is simplified if there are no common factors other than 1 between the numerator and the denominator. So the example we used last time is 2 over 3. Well, there are no common factors between 2 and 3. So for that reason, this fraction is completely simplified. But what if, say, we have a fraction, say we're dividing our pizza into 15 pieces, and we have 10 left. So that's 10 over 15. Well, this one does have common factors, so therefore this fraction is not fully simplified. And what are its common factors? Well, what goes into 10 and what also goes into 15? Well, that is 5. So we could pull out 5 out of both these. So that would be equal to, well, what's 10 divided by 5? Well, that's 2 times 5 is equal to 3 times 5. So since they both have this common factor, you can simply just cross out the common factor and leave what's left. So therefore, 10 over 15 is the exact same as 2 over 3. So again, it's simplified now because we've pulled out the common factor of 5 and simplified it down to its smallest form. So therefore, 10 over 15 is the exact same as 2 over 3. So let's go through an example of this and see just exactly how we would do this for larger numbers. Say we were asked to simplify the fraction 315 over 770. Again, you can abstractly view this as, it's a pizza split into 770 pieces. I mean, that's kind of crazy to think, but again, fractions can be split as large or as small as they'd like. Again, they're just fractions. You don't always have to imagine them as a piece of pizza or a pie or whatever be the case. So, say we were asked to simplify 315 over 770. Well, how do we do this? Well, first off, we find our prime factorizations for these numbers, and we all remember how to do that. We just pull out our factors, 5 over 63, and again, I need a calculator in order to do that. It's not like I'm just pulling these numbers out of the top of my head, so just if you ever need a calculator to do something like this, feel free to go ahead. Then 3 and 3. So I found our prime factorization of 315 is equal to 5 times 7 times 3 times 3. Okay, now we do the prime factorization of the other number. So 770. So we're going to pull this down into 77 and 10, 7 and 11, 2 and 5. So our prime factorization for 770 is equal to 7 times 11 times 2 times 5. So that is our first step, is finding the prime factorizations. Our next step is putting the prime factorizations in a fraction form. So that's 5 times 7 times 3 times 3, all over 7 times 11 times 2 times 5. Now, if we see here, that's exactly what we did back in this example. We just found the prime factorizations of 10 and 15. Only it's just simpler to say we were pulling out 5. So just as we found the prime factorizations and crossed out common factors, that's all we have to do down here. So we found the prime factorization, now we cross out common factors. Well, there's a 5 on top and a 5 on bottom, so I'm just going to cross those out. Similarly, there's a 7 up top and a 7 on bottom. I'm just going to cross those out. And now there's a 3 and a 3 and a 2 and 11, so I can't cross any more out. So this is equal to 3 times 3 over 11 times 2. So, and the final step is just simply multiply whatever we have left. So 3 times 3 over 11 times 2 is equal to 9 over 22. So if we were to simplify 315 over 770, it would be 9 over 22. And that is how you simplify a fraction. I'll give you guys an example to go through on your own. Let's say we have negative 69 over 120. I'll let you guys work on that on your own. Okay, let's go through this, see how you guys did. So again, the first step, find the prime factorizations. So we have negative 69. That can be split into 3 and 23. Then 120 can be split into 3 and 40, 2 and 20, 2 and 10, then 2 and 5. So, step 2, write the prime factorizations over top of each other. So that's 3 times 23. Excuse me. Let's carry down that negative to either one of these. So it's a negative 3 times 23. That's 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Okay? And the next step, cross out common factors. So 3 times 23 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Well, the common factors, we just simply have a 3 and a 3. So then this is equal to 23 over 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. So then, after we multiply all those together, 2 times 2 times 2 times 5, that would be equal to 23 over 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 5 is 40. And then, excuse me, I have a bad habit of not carrying over that negative. So, negative 69 over 120 when simplified is equal to negative 23 over 40.